Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dan, and you're watching Ol'SargeCollects. So this is episode 18 of the Diamond Stars set, and in episode 17, we covered Bill Dickey and Lloyd Wayner, Frankie Frisch, and Chick Haffey. So it's been a while since I've been able to do one of these videos, and just been really busy. So aside from work, I've had my birthday and my wife's birthday all in the same time frame. There was another birthday party we had. Just been really busy lately. So I apologize. It's been about a week and a half since I did one of these Diamond Stars episodes. But I'm happy to be here today doing another one. So we're going to be starting off with three more Hall of Famers. All three of these cards were cards I had to skip over in numerical order because I didn't have the cards yet. So when I'm done with these three cards, we'll be picking back up in numerical order where we left off previously. So the first player is going to be Sam Rice. And so let me get Sam Rice out there. All right, so let's learn a little bit about Sam Rice as a player and a person. So honestly, Sam Rice had a pretty tragic life early on. So he was born in 1890 in Morocco, Indiana, and Sam Rice had a very successful Major League Baseball career, but he also suffered great loss during his life. In 1912, before he became a professional baseball player, while he was away playing in the minor leagues, Sam lost his wife, his two daughters, both of his parents, and his two sisters in a tornado that also destroyed their family homestead there in Indiana. So very tragic. Because of this, Sam became extremely depressed and he wanted to get away from it all. So in 1913, he joined the Navy and served on the USS New Hampshire. So Sam, thank you for your service. He made his Major League debut after the Navy. He made his Major League debut in 1915 as a pitcher for the Washington Senators. But because he was a good hitter, he was changed from pitcher to outfield. And then after he had already made his Major League debut, you had World War I going on. And so in 1918, Sam was drafted into the U.S. Army and deployed to France in support of World War I. So Sam, for a second time, thank you for your service. He returned from World War I, and Rice played 19 of his 20 seasons with the Washington Senators. He retired in 1934 after he played one season for the Cleveland Indians. Sam Rice had a lifetime batting average of .322. He accumulated 2,987 hits, and supposedly he didn't even know how many hits he had when he retired. And in a later comment, he mentioned that he would have stayed to achieve the 3,000th hit had he known where he stood. In 1920, Sam was the American League stolen base leader. He was also a World Series champ with the Senators in 1924. In 1963, Sam was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And another interesting detail is that Sam remarried twice after he lost his first wife in the tornado. In a 1965 interview, Rice and his wife Mary and her two daughters were interviewed in advance of a program to honor his career. The interviewer asked Rice about the tornado, and as he told of the storm, Mary and her two daughters learned for the first time the existence of Sam's first family. Sam Rice died in 1974 at the age of 84. So on the back of this card, this is a greenback card, and this card is from 1935. It gives the stats for 1934. The fielding tip on the back is about throwing, and it says the outfield throw to the bases and home plate should come on the bounce, a single hop that strikes the ground about 20 feet in front of the base. So on the front of the card, you've got Sam Rice in his Cleveland uniform. So he played one season for Cleveland just before his retirement, and actually, he retired the year before this card came out. So this is a nice looking card. It's got Sam in the forefront with his facial expression doesn't have much joy on it, unfortunately, but It's got some interesting colors in the background. So that is Sam Rice. And the next player happens to be one of my favorite characters, and that is Joe Ducky Medwick. And so let me tell you a little bit about Joe Ducky Medwick. So he was born in 1911 in Carteret, New Jersey. He made his major league debut in 1932 as a left fielder for the St. Louis Cardinals. Joe was a key member of the famous Gas House Gang of the 1930s. And aside from the Cardinals, Joe also played for the Brooklyn Dodgers, the New York Giants, and the Boston Braves. He made a second appearance with the Dodgers and then retired with the Cardinals. Ducky was a 10-time All-Star. He was a World Series champ with the Cardinals in 1934. And in that series, he was benched in Game 7 because of a hard slide into third baseman Marvin Owen. Detroit Tigers fans started to pelt Medwick with fruit and vegetables. So that was a rough game. Medwick remains the only known player ever to be thrown out of a game for his own personal safety. Medwick won the Triple Crown in 1937, and to this date, he is the last National League player to do so. So all the other players to win the Triple Crown have been American League. He finished his career with a .324 batting average. He also accumulated a 2,471 hits and 205 home runs. So his hits were just shy of the 3,000 mark. Joe Medwick was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1968. In 1975, he suffered a heart attack and died. He was 63 years old. So I'm going to read the entire back of the card because I really like the back of the card. So this is a greenback card from 1935, and the back reads, Ducky Medwick, the St. Louis Cardinal left fielder, is an aggressive ball player of the type from the older days. Like many of his teammates, namely the two Dean brothers, Frank Frisch, Pepper Martin, Leo DeRocher, Bill Delancey, he is a spirited athlete and one of the reasons why the Cardinals came from behind the Giants last year to win the pennant and later the world's championship from Detroit in one of the most sensational series since the war. And they're talking about World War I. Combining a great throwing arm, sharp hitting, and good cruising range in the field, he stands a chance to earn the league's most valuable honor in some future year. And little did the card know that he was going to be retired. I'm sorry. No, he never did win the MVP. So all right, that is Joe Medwick. Let me tell you about the front since I haven't done that yet. So I really love this card. So I love this card a lot because of the uniform. So he's got, you got Ducky Medwick in the foreground. He's got his Cardinals uniform. I love the Cardinals uniform and the emblem of the Cardinals. I always have. He's got that pinstriped hat, which is really interesting. And in the background, it looks like you've got, I can faintly tell, looks like you've got a backstop, maybe like batting practice or something going on. And then you've got the grandstands, which is all in blue, and the sky is in yellow. Really love this card. I love the depth of it. So just a beautiful card and probably one of my favorite in the whole Diamond Stars set. All right, so the last player I'm going to tell you about is Tony Lazzeri, and this is card number 74. So this fits right in with the last episode I did in numerical order. So Tony Lazzeri was born in 1903 in San Francisco, California. He made his major league debut in 1926 as a second baseman for the New York Yankees. And Lazzeri is most recognized as part of the New York Yankees' famous Murderous Row. But he also played for the Cubs, the Dodgers, and the Giants during his career. There have been a total of 14 natural cycles in Major League Baseball. And if you're not familiar with what a natural cycle is, so hitting for the cycle is where you get a single, double, triple, and a home run. A natural cycle is where you get a single, in order, a single, double, triple, and a home run. So in 1932, Tony became the only player in Major League Baseball history to hit a natural cycle, with the final home run being a grand slam. He was selected to the inaugural All-Star game in 1933. Tony was a 5-time World Series champion, all of which were with the Yankees, and that's not surprising for the time frame. In 1936, Tony became the first Major League player to hit 2 grand slams in one game. He also holds the American League record for the most RBIs in a game with 11. Coincidentally, they happened in the same game. He had a lifetime batting average of .292 with 178 home runs and 1,840 hits. His Major League career only lasted 14 years, and after he retired in 1939, he spent 4 more seasons in the minor leagues. Tony Lazzeri died in 1946 at the age of 42. He died of a heart attack. He was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1991, and also many argue that he might not should deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. So the back of the card is a 1935 card. It shows the batting average, or the averages for the 1934, and the fielding tip on the back. The back talks about ways to protect yourself while tagging runners out on second base. So, that way you don't get spiked and different things like that. So, now the front of the card, I keep forgetting to talk about the fronts. The front of the card shows Tony in the foreground. What I really enjoy about this one is you see him kind of like the Bill Dickey in the background. You see him with his New York Yankees uniform, and you see that New York on his jersey. Also, you got the New York emblem on the hat. I really like that. Plus, you got the stadium in the background with a couple of different pennants flying, or flags flying in the background. So there's a lot more attention to detail in this card than the Bill Dickey card, which had a very plain back on it. So that's what I have for you today. Those are my Diamond Stars. I hope you really enjoyed this video. And leave a comment if you want to talk about any one of these cards. I'd be happy to do so. And until my next episode, I'll probably put out an episode tomorrow, which will be another Lanyap episode. So far, the VR is going well. I've had a couple of YouTubers do a VR for my contest that I have going. If you're unaware of that, go check out my last video. Anyway, until next time, y'all keep hunting the good stuff.